Good morning, everyone. We're back on day 3 of the case number 9695 at the Maryland Public Service Commission in the matter of Potomac Edison Company's application for adjustments to its retail rates for the distribution of electric energy. Do we have some, I guess let's touch base on the bench data requests issued to the company yesterday.
Yes, Your Honor. We have provided Your Honor with an electronic copy of bench data request 1C, and I have hard copies here with me that I can provide. If Your Honor would also like a hard copy, I can provide that to you now, and I can also distribute copies to all parties who A, want it, and B, have signed the confidentiality agreement, and we're prepared to do that right now. I also have with me in hard copy the material, which I am just double checking, is not confidential, which is responsive to your bench data request number 2, and I can distribute those now.
Okay, that's great. Bench data request 1C is admitted, and I have a paper copy, so I'm good to go.
Oh, okay.
And I'll let you distribute those to the appropriate other parties. And I would like a paper copy of bench number 2. Thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right. May my colleague approach?
Yes. Thank you.
Sue, is that 2 that you're passing out?
Yes.
Yes. Cassandra, how was I doing on the mic?
Any other preliminary matters?
We have 2 witnesses that were scheduled to appear either yesterday or today of OPC who are not available to appear this week. And we have had a discussion off the record to try to accommodate the witnesses, the council, and especially Your Honor's schedules for next week. We're still confirming that this will work for the witnesses, but if it does work for the witnesses, I believe we would propose to have both witnesses appear Friday morning here before Your Honor and be completed, and I would anticipate we would be done with it certainly within 2 hours.
Okay, excellent. So we'll let the parties touch base with their witnesses, and we'll revisit this sometime this afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Trout. Office of People's Counsel, you want to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would call Jacob Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, will you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Will you state your first and last name and spell it for the court reporter, please?
Jacob Thomas, Jacob Thomas.
Your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning.
Could you please state the name of your business and your business address and location?
My business is GDS Associates Incorporated. We are at 1850 Parkway Place, Suite 800, Marietta, Georgia.
And would you please state the position that you hold in that business?
I'm a principal.
And now, Mr. Thomas, do you have before you a public version of a document entitled Direct Testimony of Jacob M. Thomas, P.E., dated June 9th, 2023, and electronically filed in this case, which includes 18 numbered pages of narrative testimony and exhibits JMT1 through JMT3?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would like to have the public version of Mr. Thomas's pre-filed direct testimony marked for identification purposes as OPC Exhibit 29. Thank you, Your Honor.
29C is marked.
And your-
29 plain and 29C are marked.
Thank you. And I don't, Your Honor, I don't believe there was confidential in
There
this.
wasn't a
I don't-
confidential?
No.
No,
Oh,
Your
okay.
Honor, I'm sorry.
29 is marked.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Thomas, drawing your attention to OPC Exhibit 29C, or what has been marked for identification purposes as OPC Exhibit 29, which is in front of you, were all of the testimony and documents in what has been marked as OPC Exhibit 29 prepared by you or under your supervision and direction?
Yes.
And in looking at the documents in OPC, in what has been marked as OPC Exhibit 29, do you have any corrections or deletions to make to your testimony at this time?
I do. I have one correction on page 16. It's a typographical error. Looking at line 6, the reference to COMAR, C-O-M-A-R 20-53-112, or dot, sorry, should read COMAR 20.50.112.
And you stated that's on page 16, line 6, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and you've stated that it currently states COMAR 20.53.12, and it should be 20.50.12, is that correct?
That's correct.
Except for that correction or correction, do you have any other additional corrections or deletions that you would like to make to your testimony, which is OPC Premarked Exhibit 29 at this time?
No.
Mr. Thomas, if you were asked those same questions today under oath, those same questions contained in OPC Exhibit 29, would your answers be the same?
Yes.
And for the above reasons, for those reasons, do you adopt OPC Exhibit 29 as your sworn testimony in this matter?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would move to admit OPC Exhibit 29 into evidence.
Any objection? OPC 29 is admitted.
Your Honor, the witness is now available for cross-examination.
Staff?
No cross-examination for staff, Your Honor.
Walmart?
No cross-examination, Your Honor.
Potomac Edison?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a few questions. Good morning, Mr. Thomas. My name's Lauren Lipkowski, and I represent the company in this proceeding. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good morning.
Good morning. Just a few questions here for you this morning. In connection with your testimony, I understand you're covering cost of service and rate design. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Mr. Thomas, am I correct that you're not challenging the use of the zero-intercept study and the cost of service, correct?
Not directly challenging its use. That's correct. I do recommend a weighted average between the two approaches.
Okay. And would you agree that NARUC has recognized the zero-intercept study methodology as an approach to determine the customer demand split for the distribution FERC accounts 364 through 368?
Objection as to foundation.
Counsel?
Your Honor, Mr. Thomas in his testimony discusses the NARUC manual, and I can get myself there. And Mr. Thomas, if you can turn to page 5 of your direct testimony, lines 4 through 6.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay. And you state that the zero-intercept method is an approach to classifying the distribution accounts in question as described in the National Association of Regulatory Utility Commission, NARUC's Cost of Service Manual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what I wrote.
Okay.